Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sip of water first. Guess a preliminary sip of water at this point. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Running on Empty Food Review time, and here we are again. And if you just watched the last review, I mean, I know it was just keeping you on the edge of your seats, those ho-hos. You might have heard me say something about the Boss Nachos from Taco Bell. What is this that we have here? Why, it's the Boss Nachos from Taco Bell. It's a new product from them. Very new. They're trying to make more money from the Boss series, so they figure, well, we got the Boss wraps. Well, that's all they have thus far. Now they got the Boss Nachos. Probably they'll have some sort of Boss other thing. Maybe they'll have the Boss breakfast wrap. Maybe they already do. I don't know. My knowledge of the Taco Bell menu isn't grand. So how do we open this contraption here, huh? How do we open this? Like that? I think so. I think we do. I think that's how it's opened. Okay. This is what we got. The Boss Nachos from Taco Bell. And let me look. Well, I really don't want to get that on my suit, you know. Yeah, there we go. Boss Nachos. I just want to see what's really totally on them, because I don't want to. There's so much on this. I just don't want to give you guys any incorrect details. So I'll just say it straight from the website here. Okay, it doesn't even tell you. Okay. Great. Okay, here. It says the Boss Nachos have double portion of meat, guacamole, reduced fat sour cream, plenty of nacho cheese sauce, and of course pico de gallo. The Boss Nachos leads by example, not fear or jealousy, and is always ready to lend praise to its team of fellow Taco Bell items. Well, here it is, lending its praise, and we'll just eat. We're going to eat it chip by chip, and then perhaps use the fork and knife if necessary. You know, they have the dips here. They have the pico de gallo. They have the guacamole, and they have the good old sour cream, I guess. All right, just gonna try it. You're gonna have to cheat a little bit here. You are. Yeah. Just a looking chip. Got some pico de gallo on that one. Go in with this. You know, when it comes to products like these, when every single bite has a different flavor, what you need to do is you have to just try the different components so you know in here what's good and what isn't. So, for instance, a steak. Which I will say is not really the best today. But that's a different story. That's the same thing we're talking about. It's a food review. Let's get this piece of steak ushered onto this. Let's get this mess, whatever that is, on here too. That's a Boss Nacho if I've ever seen one, ladies and gentlemen. Sickening. Depending on how you look at it, you can see it's a rectangle. Therefore, it can be longer than it is wide, or wider than it is long, but nonetheless, the mystery continues, I suppose. Alright, well, we've tried mostly everything. Let's just try the pico de gallo. I mean, now the guacamole, I'm sorry. Just get a plain chip, just try the sauce here. Sorry for such a long eating sequence. It's just a big thing and a lot of stuff to it. Again, don't criticize me on my eating skills. I mean, you can. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do, but all I'm saying is that I'm eating it as I am to try every component of it, and then some together. But really, every component, so you know what's good and what isn't, what you want to avoid and what you should just dig into. Right off the bat, unfortunately, might I say that there isn't anything about this which is excruciatingly, incredibly good. The steak is worse than usual. Hate to say it like that, but just being brutally honest, it looks like this, dried up chunk of meat. So the steak itself is just very dry, chewy, tough, and not the most pleasant thing in the world. Not the most flavorful thing either. A lot of the time, the steak was a little saltier and less chewy and tough as this steak is, but this is just very tasteless and not chewy at all, or very chewy. I apologize for that. The chips themselves are just standard, corn chips, if you will. Again, the majority of them do have a little bit of a crispiness to them, but some of them don't. Some of them are just soggy. Which could be a problem because they're designed to hold the contents of the rest of this. So that itself could be a problem there. The nacho cheese, they slather that stuff right on, and they slather it everywhere. And at times there can be too much. It's just cheap nacho cheese, that plasticky texture, and at times when you just get a chip that's just too much of that, it can be a little bit not the most pleasurable thing in your mouth. The sour cream is rather innocuous. Simply put, what I've noticed from it is that it just kind of moistens things up. The guacamole, I will say, actually does have a little bit of a tanginess to it. It does have a little bit of a tanginess to it, I will say that. Scoop a little bit up like this here. Does have a little bit of a tanginess to it. As for the pico de gallo, honestly, that's probably the best thing on the dish. I'll tell you that. I will say, for the pico de gallo, the little blend that they use here, which I don't put too much on, this is what they should have more of, honestly, because that's the freshest thing on here, honestly. That's very ripe, very fresh, and honestly, probably one of the most flavorful things in the dish. So really, per chip, say you got some cheese sauce, some presumably steak, and some pico de gallo, you'll probably be able to taste this most of all, the pico de gallo, than anything else. It's kind of saddening when you think that the thing that's just a dipping sauce, is kind of disappointing. So, that's for the most part what we have on this. Overall, what can you say about it? Well, again, a lot of the flavors are just very bland. Some of them go together, some of them don't. That's the most flavorful thing, second most flavorful, and everything else is just there, unfortunately. Steak is below average quality from what you would expect. The chips themselves are standard corn chips. Some of them get soggy and they can't even hold their own weight, and that can be an issue. As for the nacho cheese sauce, Sometimes I put too much on. It's very cheap. Has a plasticky texture, and that's that. And I think the portion itself, if this is too much for one person, way too much, and if you do intend on getting this, I recommend getting this with someone else. Overall price-wise, what would I say about this? $500 cash, eh? That'd be nice. I got $500 from Taco Bell. $7.99, so $8 for this. But given the portion, the value is accepted. It is a very big portion, but not the greatest quality, and I'll tell you that right off the bat. Not the greatest quality of ingredients and products that you'll be getting here. A lot of it can just be tasteless or unpleasant, with the pico de gallo, of course, being the freshest of them all. Therefore, out of 10, what are we going to be giving this? Well, definitely below average. I'm going to be simply giving this just a solid, just a 6 out of 10. Just a 6. Actually, just a 5.9 out of 10. I'm bringing it down to the late 5s. A bit below average just because it's just very bland, very tasteless at times. And the steak especially is what got me the most. The steak, the quality of it is just so poor this time around. It's just disappointing. This is Running on Empty Food Review. I'm your host, Puerto Rican. Today we tried out the Boss Nachos from Taco Bell. Their steak edition. They also have it in chicken and beef, but I think everyone loves that steak the most because that kind of goes with the Boss wrap, motif they have. So it kind of goes with that. That's what we got. And, I don't know. You want this, I don't know what to do with this now. So, I mean, if you want it, could root around through the garbage can, I guess. But it's yours. Yours to do with. Alright, that's all we got. Have a good one. We'll be back later with more reviews, of course, and I'm the report of the week.